Watford 0, Brighton 0. Nikil, I'd like to ask you a good question, mate. There's not a lot to talk about from that one. Ben Foster playing well, maybe lacking a lot going forward. It was just an awful game, really.
Well, there's all these players that are actually supposed to be very creative, and they normally are. Deulofeu, Deeney, Sema, all of these players, but none of them could create nothing. 2 shots, Will Hughes and Ken Sema. That's it. And again, I must admit, we weren't as sloppy as the last game, but the basics, when you're in a moment to shoot, you're going to be buzzed up and shoot and have a shot, but they don't do that. They just try to tick-a-tacker, walk it in the goal. And sometimes, I mean, Brighton had first half and second half a fair few chances. If it wasn't for Ben Foster, yeah, he's brilliant. I think this is his best season, to be fair, yeah, in his whole, most of his career as well. And without him, it could have been 2-3, 4-0. I
mean, you mentioned the tiki-taka football, Nikil. Is that a player issue or is it a manager issue? Because obviously the manager's setting up the team, but it seems to be the players that just seem afraid to have a shot on goal.
Yeah, I don't think the manager would say if you're in a shooting position, don't shoot. Yeah. I think it's the players. I think in their heads they think the more we go forward to the goal, we can just put a tap in, but it doesn't work like that. This is Premier League football. Everyone's used to tackling and stuff like that. So I think, I don't know. There's not much to talk about. 2 shots, and also the mentality just couldn't. The pressing wasn't there. Deulofeu's really weak on the ball, I find. So weak. He was really poor today.
Not a striker, is he, Nikil?
Not a striker. You should play him in the wing, and this is why. Again, I blame this in the January transfer window. We need to address it. And all these people saying it's January, it can't be done. It can be done. If you put the money there, it can be done. But again, I don't know what's happening. I really don't know. And you got to, because if you had this proper striker, Deulofeu would be more comfortable. And I don't think this Deeney and Deulofeu partnership would. No, because look at it. Deeney is a physical player, yeah, and Deulofeu likes tick-a-tacker. So Andre Gray would probably, in my opinion, work better with Deulofeu than Deeney would. But again, that's it. We move on next week.
Yeah, move on to next week. Nikil, big game, obviously, with the whole circumstances around Silva. Your thoughts going into that one? Would you then revert? Probably put Gray back up front, or maybe start the team that finished today's game? What would you do if you were Javi for next week?
What I would do, first of all, I would put Gray with Deulofeu or Gray with Deeney, probably with Deulofeu, but then the subs as well I need to mention, because they need to. Javi always leaves it to the 60, 70. You saw when Keena came on, there was not much for him to do, but you saw how he was dribbling with the ball. That's what needs to be rectified. The subs, the formation with the 2 strikers, and just be more creative and take a shot, and again do the basics, do the pressing, don't be weak on the ball. Premier League, be tough on the ball, stuff like that. But it's a must win given the occasion, given that it's winnable as well, stuff like that, you know. But we need to make sure that we get the basics right, and also get the creative, because there's nothing there. And in that sort of game, if Everton are a better team than Brighton, and they can hurt us, especially on the counter. So we need to fix up for that game on Saturday.
Top man, Nikil, thanks for coming up.